Hey everyone, welcome to Two Car Pros. My name is Ryan and today I'm going to be showing you how to replace a front strut on a 2005 Honda Civic. This is a fairly easy repair that you could definitely do in your driveway or garage at home. Just make sure you have a jack, some eye protections, and the tools I call out as I go along. Doing the job yourself is a great way to save a bunch of money and ensure that the job is done correctly. Now when you're replacing front struts or the entire assembly like we're going to do, it's a good idea to do both of them at least at the front. Ideally, you want to replace everything in all four corners, but I understand it's expensive. But you should really do them front side to side, driver's side and passenger side at the same time for two reasons. One of which is wear. If one strut has gone out, the other one is on its way or very, very close. The other reason is for alignment, because if one is more firm than the other because it's new, it won't align properly or it will align incorrectly, and then the wear will be uneven and then it might not drive right. So it's a good idea to do them both on the front, and the process is exactly the same as should I do the passenger side, but the driver is exactly the same, just on the other side of the vehicle. So after you've replaced both of your front struts, go ahead and get the car aligned. You're going to have to do that when you replace these. With all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and jump in. First thing we're gonna do, if you're working on the passenger side, you're gonna turn the wheel all the way to the right. If you are on the driver's side, all the way to the left, because we need to expose the mounting positions for the wheel speed sensor. We're gonna remove those and cast that aside, so that way we can remove our strut. So we're gonna remove those two 10mm bolts. And then remove our wheel speed sensor, and we're just gonna kind of put it over there. Over there is fine. Also note that the bolts are slightly different, so this one on my left hand went up top, and this one on my right hand went down below. Next, we can remove our brake line mount, because this is welded to our strut, so we have to remove this 12mm bolt. There we go. Now we don't need to remove the brake caliper or anything, just this has to be free. So what I've done is I have my transmission jack right here with a block of wood underneath the lower control arm. If you're on the ground using jack stands, you could just use regular floor jack and a block of wood. And I'm just gonna give this a couple pumps up. And what that's gonna do is relieve a lot of the tension on these bolts and give us the ability to remove them. So on these two bolts that hold the strut to the spindle, are a 19mm nut and a 19mm bolt. And just remove this bad boy. I like to put the nut and bolt combo together so I can't lose them. And we can do the lower one, exactly the same. Just like that, perfect. Let some tension off the jack. There we go. Put this back together. Perfect. You can even let the jack all the way down and get it out of there at this point. Because look, our spindle just comes right off. Now we can remove our tie rod from our strut. Kind of uses the strut to turn the spindle, so you have to remove it. So we can just break apart that cotter pin. And the castle nut is a 17. Spin that off, but we're gonna leave it on like this to help protect the threads. We just grab a hammer and just tap. There we go. Perfect. Move our castle nut fully. The tie rod out of there. I'm gonna put the castle nut right back on this thread so I don't lose it. And now we can work on the top side. Where you're looking now is on the top of the shock tower. Zoom in a little bit so you can focus on the nuts we're gonna be removing. Those are 15mm. Just gonna buzz them off. Now, on this last one, go ahead, you can't see, but with my left hand, I'm actually holding the strut, because after I move this nut, it's just gonna fall out. See? Perfect. So now that nothing's holding the strut in, we can just remove it. So here we have our old unit we just removed, and this is our new unit. It is a Roadmatic by Monroe. I'll be leaving a link down below in the description. Basically, you just want to make sure that the same length and they have the same mounting points for all the different accessories. And I noticed that the coil count is different, but I'm willing to bet that this spring is a lot stiffer than this one, so they can get away with fewer winds. And I noticed our new unit came with some new hardware, new nuts. When a replacement product comes with replacement hardware, go ahead and use the new hardware on it. If it didn't come with these, you can use the old stuff, but it is a good idea to get these new nuts for the top of the strut. Struts are also side specific, so make sure you're ordering for what you're doing the job on. We happen to be doing the right, so you know the right's that way, and the arrow indicates it's pointing outward toward me. So we can go ahead and replace that. I mean, it only goes in one way. We're just gonna set that down for now, and then we're gonna be at top side again so we can put the nuts on. So with my left hand, I'm gonna lift the strut up into its home. And now with my right, I'm going to spin on the nuts. There we go, perfect. And we can tighten those down. And I'm not going full all the way on one. I'm kind of going halfway and then working my way around. You want to do this as evenly as possible. And if I find a torque spec for you, I will leave it on screen. There we go, nice and snug. And never ever remove this nut. If you remove this nut, you have a chance of the spring shooting off and causing bodily harm. Never remove this nut unless you're changing the spring and you have a spring compressor on that, but the whole point of changing the unit as a whole is to avoid that debacle, and this is just way easier. These struts are pretty darn cheap as it is. So I have a wood block, our brake rotor here. Don't worry, it's not harming it. And I have my lower bolt in. That's really easy to get. You just lift the jack up, super simple, and it's like the perfect tension point for me to show this. And you might be wondering how you get the top one in. Just push it in like this when you're at the perfect amount of tension on the jack, and it should just swing into place like that. And we can get the bolt in. Push our strut in, place our bolt. So the trick here is just keep wiggling. There we go, until the bolt goes through. And I replace that nut, and I didn't tighten the bottom nut either. They're both on just finger tight right now. And what you want to do with your jack is put some weight on it. You want to put some of the vehicle's weight on there when you tighten it, because that's the way they're going to do it at the alignment shop, which you're going to have to visit next, but this will get you at least on the road. And both of these are 19 millimeter, so we're just going to tighten those up. And if I find a torque spec, I'll put it on screen for you. I'm not going to be super precise with mine because it has to go to the alignment shop anyway. Perfect. Now we can get our jack out of there. If you're using Jackson jack stand, you get your normal jack out. We're going to remove our transmission jack and get this guy out of here. We don't need him anymore. Away you go. Now we can replace our tie rod, remove our castle nut. Don't be afraid to move some stuff around to get it to fit. Put our castle nut back on. And tighten that down. There we go. And when you tighten it, make sure that the groove of the castle nut lines up with one of these holes so we can put a cotter pin through it. So we're going to have a fresh cotter pin and replace it through the castle nut like that. And then we're going to bend it. Unfortunately, our kit didn't come with any cotter pins. It's kind of a bummer, but if you're going to work on cars, you should just have a bunch of cotter pins anyway. So you can just bend the long arm around like this onto the bottom. Just like that. You can snip off the excess if you like. Cotter pin installed. Then we can replace our 13 millimeter bolt that holds our brake line and tighten that down. And making sure that the brake line is in this little divot this little section for it. There we go, perfect. And finally we can replace our wheel speed sensor. Be ginger with it. And like it has this little tang here, you see that? Goes in this hole here, and then the bolt hole will line up. And remember, the silver, you know, kind of looks like a smaller nut or bolt, but it's the same size. Goes up top here, and then for our wheel speed sensor, lines up and indexes on that hole. Kind of has a little flange surface on there. Put those in by hand first. And again, those are 10 millimeters, so be gentle with them. I'm just using this little hand ratchet. Just wrist tight is more than fine. There we go. So that's how to replace the front strut on an 05 Honda Civic. Again, pretty easy, pretty straightforward, not a terrible amount to it. The reason I showed replacing the entire assembly is so that way you don't have to worry about, using a spring compressor and trying to replace, the inner shock, and then, maybe the spring isn't, so good. It's just a better idea, less time consuming and less dangerous to just replace the entire assembly, and they're really not very expensive. I have left links down below in the description to the left and right side, and you can pick what you need from there. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you're subscribed, and I'll see you next time.